Yeah, it is. It's really been warm out there today, but again, this is the time of year where it doesn't necessarily have to be incredibly humid with that kind of heat. So it's kind of bearable today. We take a picture and show you as we walk over to the wall a shot of high atop the glamorous ABC studios. You're looking out toward the river. You would normally be able to see the GW Bridge from this shot. That's that white hazy area back behind it. Yeah, you can't see it because of the ozone levels, or smog as we call it. And of course there is an ozone advisory out tonight for the entire metro area. And through tomorrow, the increased heat and humidity is also increase the ozone in the atmosphere. So that means if you have respiratory problems, you should not be exercising during the hottest part of the day when those levels are at their highest. Now again, this is likely to be a problem tomorrow. It is not going to go away until the following day when we'll start to break the heat down. Let's take a look at it. 92 degrees outside right now, 92 degrees. Relative humidity of 41%. You may remember yesterday was the first day so far, or the first day this year that we got to 90 degrees. It is also the latest in about 8 years that we've actually gotten to 90 degrees. June 18th, the first day. Usually it's about a month before that we've at least touched into the 90s. The barometer is falling at this point. The winds are southwesterly at about 9 miles per hour. 93 degrees, the warmest number of the day today. 72 where we started earlier this morning. Well, let's go ahead and check some other things out. Hot start to the week, and it's going to continue for tomorrow, but we do see a cooling trend that should slam us down into the 70s. When we get there, though, it's high pressure that's taking care of us, so it looks like skies won't be that big of a problem, except in this area here where we go from 95 to 78. There probably will be a thunder shower there. Take a look at the satellite picture. We'll show you what's going on out there, and certainly clear skies for us, but there's a big group of clouds that's down to the south. This is part of an area of low pressure that's been dumping a lot of rain onto the Carolinas last night and today. In some cases, the 24-hour total has gone anywhere from 1 inch to 3 inches of rain. Now this low is going to move east, and there's actually a cold front to the north that as it drops into the region, and that's going to bring our cooler, drier air in by Wednesday, it will keep this moisture from getting up here. So we think we've got mostly clear skies tomorrow. Good amount of sunshine gets through. That heat is right back with us, and the humidity levels will come up as well as the wind shift more from a southwesterly direction. I would expect that, and there might be a thunderstorm or thunder shower tomorrow evening just because it's so warm, and we're going to have a little impulse to shake one out as this drier air is battling this hot, humid stuff that's all the way down the coastline. The 90s reached all the way up into Caribou, Maine today. Other highs around the area today, 91 degrees again in town, 92 on the Jersey shoreline, and even 87 degrees out toward the end of the island. So here are the 90s that made it all the way up toward the Great Lakes and well into northern Maine. Incredible. This is the warmest air mass that we've seen so far this year. We'll have it one more day with us, and then we'll break it back down, as we showed you at the top of the broadcast, into the 70s for the middle of the week. So it's not too bad. It's just one day that it really gets uncomfortable. It's the heat repeat of tomorrow. Now we're shoved between this low that should be down to our south and the cold front that's coming closer to us. So that means there will be some haze in the sky. There'll also be 1 or 2 clouds in there, and I'd watch for an afternoon thunderstorm tomorrow. 75 degrees tonight. It is still hot tonight. AccuWeather forecast for tomorrow, 95. That's a little warmer than everyone else is going, but we see no reason to not to get there. Hazy sunshine, it's hot and humid, patchy clouds, an evening thunderstorm is likely tomorrow night, and then we'll break this little chain of heat and move back into more comfortable temperatures.
That sounds good.
All right.
You'll be back in a few?
Yep.
See you then. You know, a lot of us got our first look at Carl Reiner on your show of shows with Sid Caesar, or if you're a little bit younger, the...
I don't even want to do anything. I mean, yesterday I didn't even want to go to the park.
I pushed my daughter in the stroller. We went out, made the block, went back. She was just all sprawled out, sweating. They were just so tired. So it is really that kind of weather. You just want to be indoors, let this day go by. You'll really enjoy tomorrow. From the roof of the beautiful building here at 67th and Columbus on the west side,
look at that.
We're looking across Sheep's Meadow to the east side, and what we're looking at is a lot of haze. And there's a big area of high pressure that's across us now, and we're continuing to hold that haze in for the next few hours, at least until the evening hours closer to sunset. Here's what's going on this hour. At the noon hour, we do have hazy skies, hazy sunshine, 87 degrees, humidity 61%. That is high, but it could be a lot worse. We could be into that 80% humidity that we get in late July and into August, but we do not have that now. We do have an unstable barometer, but we also have winds out of the northwest, and that's why the humidity is in the 60% range. But even with the high temperatures that we get this afternoon and the high temperatures that we have now, that humidity does make it uncomfortable. Hazy skies 87 at JFK and at Islip. Down the Jersey Shore, it's 85. Coastal section's not too bad. The wind at Bridgeport has been coming out of the southwest over the last few hours, so with that cool air coming across Long Island Sound, it's been 82 there. Up toward the Catskills, Monticello is at 83. However, well upstate, when you get toward Albany, those temperatures are beginning to drop, and I'll show you why. At this noon hour on the satellite picture, there's a little bit of a cool front, and you can't see it outlined by clouds, but there is cooler, drier air that is in Canada sinking southward now, and that's a high-pressure system in Canada pushing down some cooler, drier air. Ahead of that is warm, muggy air. This is that low that's been sitting over the Carolinas Carolinas over the last couple of days. And that line of muggy air is clashing with this frontal system. And later on this afternoon with maximum heating, it's possible we could get some scattered thunderstorms. But for now, all we have is just the haze, the heat, and the humidity. And down south, there have been some scattered thunderstorms across Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South, and North Carolina, as well as eastern Kentucky and Tennessee with this low. That's spinning moisture our way, and the cooler air off to the north is going to clash into that in just a few hours. Off to the west, clear skies and really warm weather all the way down into the southwest. Some scattered showers have been coming into the northwest. On the next Radar Precision Radar, there have been thunderstorms down south, and it's very muggy there. And some of these thunderstorms have been dumping 1 or 2 inches of rain over the panhandle of Florida and over southern Florida. But there's no severe weather to show you across the country, no watch boxes or warnings, although there might be one issued for the northeast later on this afternoon. We're in the slight risk category. But for tonight, it's going to be a nice night after these evening thunderstorms roll away. They'll be widely scattered, shouldn't last more than a half hour. Clouds and sun mix tomorrow, noticeably cooler. High of 78. 78 on Thursday. Warms back up on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But it ain't going to be nothing like it has been yesterday and today. It's going to be a great weekend. Great
Some relief.
Yes.
Thanks, Bill.
All right.
Well, if you think it's hot where you are, it is even hotter at the Central Park Boathouse, where one of the hottest bands showed up.
The area. It's for Suffolk County only at this time until 9 o'clock. But we're going to keep an eye out because these thunderstorms continue just to pop up along a cold front as it's going to make a big difference, a drastic difference tomorrow from the way today felt. 94 degrees outside right now, relative humidity at 52%. The barometer's falling at this point. Let's change it. There's a sign in the weather coming. 95 had been the warmest number of the day, and I think we're about the only ones who thought that would happen again today. 76 degrees where we started earlier this morning. Again, northeastern winds, and that's going to make things feel a little bit better later on tonight once that cold front comes on through. Summer starts Wednesday, June 21st at 4:34, so we're not even to summer yet. As a matter of fact, by the time summer hits here, the numbers will feel better, and they'll be down into the 70s. Most of us will have a hard time crawling out of the 70s tomorrow. Let's deal with what's going on out there right now. We've got a satellite picture that'll show you there are stretches of clouds here. You'll also be able to find where 1 or 2 of the thunderstorms are developing. You got to look right down the Hudson River Valley, and all day long today, nothing much coming, but just look at them pop up through here. That, just as a cold front, is going to bring some cooler, drier air through the region, but again, extremely warm and even humid air sits across the region right now. So as we start to make the change, some of the thunderstorms are popping up, and we've been watching some particularly strong ones that have been in New London County, Connecticut. That's outside of the coverage area of this TV station, but it does happen to sit very close to home, and with this storm passing to the south, it looks like Suffolk County is in for it. By about 6 o'clock, 6:05, this storm is going to hold together, move off the coastline of Connecticut, and move on to the North Shore. Now, there is a special marine warning in effect as well for Long Island Sound. Boaters in that area should already be seeking safe harbor because this is a tough little storm. And again, we tell you it did spawn a tornado warning out for that portion of Connecticut. That's extreme eastern Connecticut. We're also watching a close to home thunderstorm just come right out, or just barely, in the northern section of Orange County. This thing is the latest one to develop, so we'll watch it and see how strong it is when it steps into Orange County and starts working its way south. 1 or 2 more may pop up in the next hour or so. So again, we'll keep an eye on all of that for you. One of the reasons we're getting these storms, the warm temperatures of, again, today, 95 degrees, the highest temperature in town. Newark coming in with about 94 degrees. A lot of folks breaking the 90s, but that won't happen tomorrow. That warm air, big thing going on through the Middle Plains states all the way up to the Canadian border, and an arm that just shoots off toward the east. We were part of that pocket of warmer air. The reason the temperatures down to the southeast had been so cold is there's a big system that just continues to spin and rain all over the southeastern states, and that's from Florida all the way to the Carolinas. No sign of that moving tomorrow, and that cooler air will drop our temperatures down. The only thing we have a concern about in this system that's down to the southeast is what does it do over the weekend. Right now, some forecast models are saying it may try to lift out of the southeast and clip us, adding a few extra clouds into the weekend that we hadn't anticipated yesterday. We'd rather that things stay put or exit toward the eastern seaboard and leave us alone for the weekend, and that's what we'll be watching over the next couple of days, probably into tomorrow and tomorrow night, before we really have a handle on what's going to go on with this system in the southeast. Until then, remember that severe thunderstorm watch is only for Suffolk County until 9 o'clock tonight, but we're watching for the possibility of 1 or 2 thunderstorms region-wide that all of us might see, and some of us probably won't, but we'll keep you up to date on that. 67 degrees, early thunder with some patchy clouds out there tonight. AccuWeather says for tomorrow, much different, just drastic difference. Sunshine and clouds, cooler and drier air, and from 95 the high today to 78 the high tomorrow. 61 degrees, clear skies tomorrow night. We come back, we'll take a look at the 5-day plan and sketch out what we think is going to happen with the weekend.
All right. Thank you, Sam. ABC Daytime's first primetime program is ready for your viewing pleasure. Entitled Hot Summer Soaps, the show will spotlight the sizzle.
You can see a very heavy storm cell working its way from Connecticut into Long Island, and that's going to cause a There's a marine warning in effect and a tornado warning in effect until 6:30. Large thunderstorm entering Long Island Sound from southern Middlesex and New London counties in Connecticut. It's moving south at about 25 miles per hour. Should approach Greenport about 5:40. Noyac in eastern Suffolk County at about 5:55. Winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, and the possibility of tornadoes also exist with these storms, so we will continue to track it for you. NexRad 4 shows that it's a fairly isolated cell, as you can see, throughout Connecticut and on into parts of Rhode Island and Massachusetts. We also have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 9 p.m. for Suffolk County on into Connecticut. For tonight, showers and thunderstorms coming to an end. Upper 60s to low 70s for our overnight lows. Our 5-day forecast tomorrow, showers will move in late in the day, partly cloudy, a high of 80. Thursday, partly cloudy, 76. Friday, partly sunny and 81. Weekend looks nice with sunshine and temperatures in the mid-80s. We'll continue to update you this with this tornado, possibility of a tornado moving into Long Island Sound. And sunshine, rest of the readings, right now northeast at 10, relative humidity high, 56%. Rising barometer high for the day, 95, low 76. And we've had no precipitation. Right now, temperatures in the low to mid-90s. You factor in the humidity level. The apparent temperature makes it feel like 107 Westfield, Inwood 101, 91 in Oakdale. As you can see on NexRad 4 radar, two very large areas, thunderstorms. One in Orange County, the one that we're most concerned with right now, moving into eastern Suffolk County. Everybody can show you NexRad 4, but we can show you exclusive live Doppler radar. And this is the area of thunderstorms we're worried about. A tornado warning for eastern Long Island, marine warning as well until 6:30 as this system works its way in. There were tornadoes reported in Connecticut, 60-mile-per-hour winds and hail with this system, so we're keeping an eye on that. As we widen out on Doppler 4, here's the big area of heavy thunderstorms up in Orange County. They have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:45 this evening. Why all of this weather? Well, here's what's going on. Basically, what we're looking at, the jet stream well up to the north, a cold front trying to come down, and as it does, it's hitting this warm, muggy air, and so we do have the thunderstorms tonight. Tomorrow, it's going to continue, but drier air is going to start filtering in with that cold front moving through, so we're going to stabilize a little bit more instead of the unstable air mass we have on top of us. So for tonight, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in the entire area until 9 p.m. Until 6:30, tornado warnings, eastern Long Island, a thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:45 for Orange County in New York. And then tonight, the showers and thunderstorms end, upper 60s, low 70s. Tomorrow morning, we're looking for temperatures that will be in the mid-70s to low 70s under partly cloudy.
Mid-90s, except up in High Point. They were in a cooler 87 degrees, but the humidity was high, and boy, it was uncomfortable most of the day. Big changes are coming, though. Let's check some video here that I want to show you. This is a live picture from some big thunderstorms that moved through Pine Brook, New Jersey. You can see some of the damage caused, the trees being knocked down, and reports of hail the size of almost about a ½ an inch in diameter. And again, they're going to sort of be picking up the pieces there from out of a day or two. A couple of $1,000 worth of damage found in that area as well. In New York City now and the area, it's much more tranquil. The high again, 95, low 76. No precip in the city, but again, different story elsewhere. 98 and 49, the record high and record low. So even though it was hot today, it was not a record. Right now in New York City, though, look at the change. 79 degrees, the dew point's starting to dry out. Humidity at 64%, the wind northeast and rather busy at 17 miles an hour. Barometer 29.93, and it is rising, and we wish those folks the best. Okay, let's check the temperatures across the area tonight. Basically, again, starting to cool down. 69 at Bridgeport, 79 at Mineola, 66 out on the east end, but still a warm 84 at Newark. Skies are starting to become partly cloudy, but you want cool weather? Come out west. It's 50s and 60s for highs only across parts of the central Rockies. That cool weather, though, for the most part, is going to stay out there. We've got a different batch of cool weather coming our way as thunderstorms tonight are scattered across a good part of the deep south. They're going to stay there again tomorrow. That's like day 4 in a row that they've had thunderstorms across that area. And then we have some more scattered showers that have been moving through, and that is not what I wanted to show you. So let's go on and look at the radar, if I can get to that in just a second here. And you'll see again that that radar has been showing those areas of heavier thunderstorms moving basically now south of the city as the drier air takes over and moves on through. So some good news coming up in the forecast. Here comes the hot and humid air, though. That's been located to our south, a front dropping down with that mild and much more comfortable air dropping down from New England, and that's going to continue pushing down, pushing those thunderstorms on a southern trek, so to speak, as the high pressure builds in, the sunshine builds in. Great weather coming up tomorrow as temperatures stay only in the upper 70s, and I think that pretty decent weather will stick around on Thursday as well. 72 to 77 at the beach tomorrow as winds come in off the ocean with partly sunny skies and pretty decent seas. Here's my forecast then overnight for New York City. So the thunderstorms end, less humid, 67 in town, but look at north and west. Open the windows, 54 to 59 degrees. Wake up about 68 with sunshine. Lunchtime getting up to 73, a much more comfortable high tomorrow of 77, and a nice evening coming up in the forecast as well. All right, let's check the 5-day forecast, and you'll see on it we've got 78 on Thursday, 80 on Friday, maybe a scattered shower, 82 Saturday, and it turns humid again on Sunday, so I want you to enjoy the next couple of days while we get this nice little break. And do we have video to show the folks real quickly? Our winner of our contest back in February. This is Irene Mullen and her grandchildren that went down to Disney World, courtesy of Fox and Disney World, and they're just having a great old time. That's her first trip on an airplane, and the grandkids are having a great time. So
oh, that wasn't an
that's
airplane.
Dumbo. No, they got down there on the airplane, John. See, that's how it works. Back to you.
All right, that's good. Thanks, Nikki. Well, as Bugs Bunny borrowed from Bogey, this looks
all powerful thunderstorms, and they're kicking up even as we speak in some places. Northeastern winds at 17 miles per hour, 95 degrees, the warmest number of the day, 76 degrees where we started earlier this morning. Other numbers around town reflect the change of a cold front dropping through the region that brings much cooler and drier air in here tomorrow. The transition's been a little difficult, though. Notice the 83 degrees in Newark, and then contrast that to what's going on. White Plains, 73 degrees, so we still got to get this front completely through the region. And by the way, tomorrow, now that we settle into calmer weather tomorrow and cooler weather, is the first day of summer, or summer starts tomorrow at 4:34 in the afternoon. Now let's get to business. Satellite picture will show you what's going on out there, and here's this line of clouds. It clearly marks the front, and it's easy to find where the thunderstorms are. Just look where the bright white clouds develop in this picture all across the region. And yes, these that are just in southeastern New York State and northern New Jersey are part of the problem tonight. We've got, again, that area of high pressure that's pushing in this cold front to the south. As it does, it will allow some drier air in and keep it here Thursday and Friday, and it looks like it'll allow more moisture to come back in our direction by the weekend as that high moves east. But before then, here are the thunderstorms. You've got those powerful cells that are just developing in, well, Orange, Rockland, Putnam, Westchester counties, and those regions are going to see some 1 or 2 punch thunderstorms in the next hour or two. Again, they're small in size, but Next Precision Radar is finding them, and here you can see them tipping off from Sullivan County well into Orange County, into Rockland County, beginning to make the move into northern Westchester. What does it look like tomorrow morning? 67 degrees. When all the thunder showers are past, skies will be breaking open with a little sunshine mixed with clouds. Again, there's your 67-degree temperature, and it's much more comfortable in the next few hours than it is out there right now. 78 degrees tomorrow, sun and clouds. It's cooler and drier on Wednesday than it was today. Thursday continues in the same way. Friday, 80, and we've got to talk about the weekend tomorrow, what may be waiting for us there.
Okay, thank you very much, Sam.
Evening pounded the city with hailstones, some up to golf ball size. No injuries were reported, only minor damage, and at least it did cool things off.
It's not going to be moving there, no. It is a great afternoon. We're seeing the sun break through now. It is much cooler than yesterday. Although the humidity is about the same with the cooler air that has come in, it really feels nice outside. Here's what's been going on today. A great day to start out with a little walk or with a jog. And on the Upper East Side there, up above the 59th Street Bridge, it has been a day that's been really good for getting a walk in, even through the afternoon hours as well. Here's what's going on at the noon hour. We have partly sunny skies. Temperature this hour has been creeping on up. Let's go. We're creeping on up to 70 degrees. Humidity dry, 61%. The barometer has been rising. That's good. High pressure is moving over the area. The winds have been northeast at 20. So it feels really good outside. A northeast wind is a cool breeze that comes in off the Atlantic Ocean and off of Long Island Sound. So a lot of areas feeling some really nice temperatures. 71 at Danbury, 72 at Islip, 70 out at the Twin Forks. The inland numbers you can see just a little bit warmer, but with the cloud cover and the cool northeast breeze has been coming across, just about the entire area is holding true at pretty much the same temperature. Here is the noontime satellite picture. Here's what's going on. High pressure and a cool dome of it has dropped in what we call a backdoor cold front. It drops in from the north. Most frontal systems that we see come from the west, so we call it a backdoor front when it drops down out of Canada, and that's cooler, drier air that is over the region. The front has not worked all the way to the south yet, so we're still getting some clouds coming in at high levels from this low-pressure storm system that's off to the south. I'll show you that, because that storm system might affect our weather this weekend. There's a low that's just been sitting down here in eastern Tennessee and Kentucky into the Carolinas. Slowly, that has been working its way across Georgia and South Carolina, but really it's been sitting there for the last couple of days. We are probably going to see that system move our way in the next 24-hour period, increasing our clouds and our chance for some showers this weekend. Cool air in the Great Lakes, very sultry in the plains this hour, and there continues to be those showers and thunderstorms with that low that's down south, and it's picking up more moisture off the Gulf as it moves to the north. No severe weather around the country, although there are some heavy thunderstorms here in North and South Dakota, but not at severe levels yet. Forecast map for this afternoon. Sunshine and cooler. 78 will be our high. A gorgeous day. This high pressure system right there will keep moving its way out into the Atlantic, and eventually that cool front that moved to the south will erode, and we'll see more humid air making its way back our way toward the weekend. 78 highs today, gorgeous temperatures, 61 overnight tonight, and then tomorrow, well, we'll start seeing that system start to reform and work its way back northward, but tomorrow will still be another good day. Here's your AccuWeather forecast for tonight. Cooler and nice, 50 in the suburbs, 61 in the city. Tomorrow, sunshine, really a great day. Tomorrow, sunshine and comfy, 78. The 5-day outlook, here it comes. Sunshine on Friday, but there could be a sprinkle in the afternoon. Saturday, variable clouds. There'll be some breaks of clouds and sun, and maybe a sprinkle then. Warm and humid on Sunday with a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm. So that low down south coming our way, low down south coming our way, could kind of make it a mishmash weekend.
What's the time? 4:40?
4:34 today is the official start to summer. Thank you for reminding me. Tomorrow is the first full day of summer.
Okay, thanks,
Thank
Bill.
you, Bill.
Still ahead on Eyewitness News, the startling news about what sex can do to your eyesight.
Also coming up, if your summer includes gardening or other chores.
Parsippany, one tree nearly landed on a house on Mohawk Avenue. Nobody was injured. Residents say the storm was rainy, wild, but fortunately very brief. Al, you know what Matt just said to me?
What?
I should loosen up.
I must have
You
lost my
your
sense
mind.
a little bit.
Please, don't do that to
What got
America.
into me?
Was it breezy today or was it not breezy?
Breezy,
today?
cooler than usual, and we've also got some very rough weather out in some parts of our area. As we take a look right now, show you what's going on. Currently, we've got 69 degrees, cloudy skies. Not too many people out on the Great Lawn today, and those clouds also have northeasterly winds blowing through them, 13 miles per hour, relative humidity, 54%, our barometer falling. High for the day, 74, darn sight cooler than yesterday's high of 95, low 67, no precipitation. Summer arrived at 4:34 this afternoon. Lyndhurst High School, part of our neighborhood weather network, 72 degrees right now. Winds coming out of the north at about 3 miles per hour. And as we take a look at the rest of our tri-state area temperatures, 70 in St. Albans, Bayshore, and Trumbull, 72 in Old Bridge, Lakewood, New Jersey, 64. Whippany checking in with a temperature of 60. Next Rad 4 shows that we are seeing some showers now starting to develop as a weak front pushes through, and Doppler 4, our exclusive live Doppler radar, shows that off. Some heavier storms now moving from Morris County on into Essex County. We had some heavier stuff in Nassau as well, and that's going to be the case over the next 12 hours or so as the system moves to our south. And in fact, as we put in the clouds, you can see a lot of moisture coming in from the Atlantic. We've got an upper air system, low pressure, bringing the winds in from the east. Even though this high pressure is coming in, the system in the upper atmosphere is dominant, bringing that easterly flow of air. So we're going to be cooler tonight. Temperatures are going to drop back into the 60s. And then for tomorrow morning, the cool ocean air will continue, an easterly flow. We'll start the day off with a mix of sun and clouds, but as the day progresses, that front's going to start pushing back at us as a warm front, and as it does, the warm air will rise up over the cool, moist air, so look for thickening clouds. Showers central and southern New Jersey. Some of those showers will move in here by later on tomorrow evening. Forecast for tonight, showers and thunderstorms come to an end. Mid to upper 50s north and west, upper 50s along the coast, low to mid 60s here in town. Tomorrow morning, variably cloudy, maybe a spritz or two. Temperatures in the mid 60s to upper 60s, especially central and southern New Jersey. Rest of the day tomorrow, more clouds, maybe a shower hanging about. Temperatures cooler close to the shore, a little bit warmer away. And the boat and beach forecast for you, we've got water temperatures 60 to 64, but very breezy out there, so you want to probably stay away from that beach. Showers and thunderstorms in Miami tomorrow, 85. Atlanta, 83. Chance of some showers. More showers in Washington, 75. Out in Phoenix, sunshine continues at 104. Denver, 78 degrees. Time now to do the tidbit, and this one is from the world of music. The French are straight out of Canada again, barely crawling into the 70s today for most of us. 97 would have been a record, and we weren't anywhere near that. We will tell you if you're making your plans for the weekend, water temperatures have come up a degree or two in most locations, so the water's improving a bit. Now let's work on those skies for the weekend. Take a look at NextRad Precision Radar, and we'll show you that there's a line of thunderstorms that's just cutting through northern New Jersey at this point. Now the action is much worse back off to the west. Ohio's really getting pounded out of this, but let's deal with what's going on close to home. The front that moved the clearer air, drier air
in here now has dropped just to the south in the air right along that front, and just above it is a little unstable. And so we've got some stronger thunder showers and thunderstorms that have popped up within the last hour or so. These that are in central northern New Jersey really is what we're looking at all the way across Hunterdon, northern Sussex counties, a little bit, or Somerset County, I'm sorry, and also tapping into Union County as well. It seems that Watchung now is a little worse than it was an hour ago, but things right in northern Union County have quieted down a bit. That system is not moving anywhere, that storm complex really, so it's just going to stay put right over there. Also still have one or two southern edge of Nassau County and a little bit into Brooklyn and tapping into Queens barely. So the idea is that we start to move some drier air down, but how far down does it get? The first thing we did was drop those temperatures, and in many cases to 20 degrees difference from the afternoon today from the afternoon yesterday. Now the problem is getting the clouds out of the way, because that front really isn't going anywhere, and as it sits down to the south in northern Virginia, as you travel south, you're going to hit more and more clouds, and the dividing area has been right across the city and the island. Work north and it's been beautiful sunny skies, and it will be that way again tomorrow. Problem is that half the area that we're in will have clouds. Half of it's going to be breaking into sunshine. 61 degrees, mostly cloudy and cool tonight. AccuWeather says tomorrow, 78 degrees and partly sunny. The sunnier part will be the northern part there. Friday got a few showers here and there. Saturday we think is the messier day of the weekend. Sunday's the improving day, and Monday looks just fine, Bill.
Okay, Sam, thank you very much. And looking ahead to Eyewitness News at 11 tonight, a message of hate and 4 students.
We've got some serious problems out there on the roads, as Candy was telling you about. I would leave the car at home because we still could see more showers. 64 degrees right now, though, and cloudy skies. The rain has subsided, at least here in the city, for a while. Humidity at 97%, winds out of the northeast at 15, and the barometer 30.18 and rising. Take a look at your forecast for today. Mostly cloudy. We will have a chance of showers and thunderstorms continuing. Could cause some heavy rain today with more flooding and a high up to 74 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers, 65 in the city, 55 to 60 in the suburbs. And in your 5-day forecast, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow and a high to 75. 82 on Saturday with mostly cloudy skies and again a chance of showers. Sunday, partly cloudy. It's going to be warm and humid with a high up to 85 degrees. 87 on Monday with partly cloudy skies. And we'll be in the mid-80s under partly cloudy skies on Tuesday as well. Sorry.
All right, Jules, thank you. Well, up next.
The folks to the north didn't have much at all. Some places 4 inches of rain. Let me get my microphone here for you, everybody. And forecast for today is going to be a cloudy one. We'll see a high of about 71 degrees. Some thunderstorms sneaking in from the west through central New Jersey. We're going to find ourselves with a chance of some passing thunderstorms. Cloudy skies, a little bit of sunshine to the north. Winds out of the east about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Now, how about the weekend? Can we save it? Well, it's a little iffy right now. Looks like a period of extended unsettled weather. Cloudy skies, chance of passing showers and thunderstorms. Timing them is really difficult.
As a matter of fact, we love this view of Central Park because now the sun is starting to break out. We call this, this is a camera on our roof here on the west side. We call it roof cam or tower cam. I prefer to call it precision tower roof cam. And here's how it looks this hour. We do have sunshine, and it's starting to break through the clouds now, and we're getting some drying in the upper atmosphere. Weather's starting to get a lot better this hour. 70 degrees. Humidity is still high at 87%. It's still muggy outside. The barometer has been rising above 30. That's good. The wind is northeast at 15. That's not so good because that keeps an onshore flow of moisture coming off of Long Island Sound and the Atlantic. Here's the rainfall in Central Park overnight. Just under a ½ inch of rain. Other temperatures this hour where the sun is breaking through. It's really warmed up. White Plains is warmer than the city at 71. Look at Islip, 80 this hour, 68 at the Twin Forks, 72 down the Jersey Shore, 68 at Morristown. Rainfall amounts, just some cells where there were just heavy rainfall amounts overnight. That's why there was flooding on the Belt Parkway. Over 5 inches of rain there. It's totally unusual for us to get downpours that heavy this time of the year. Thunderstorms across northern Jersey dumped as much as 2 to 3 to 5 inches in a few local spots there. Here's the current satellite picture. The problem that we have is there's a low-pressure storm system along the Atlantic coast. It is just sitting there. There's high-pressure systems to the north, but they're centered well to the north. So they're keeping the skies clear across New England, but not strong enough to suppress this low to the south. So since the centers are well up to the north and to the west, that allows this low to send impulses and instability along this cold frontal boundary and create showers and thunderstorms into the area. So the NexRad Precision Radar over the last 24 hours will show just that. Heavy cells along this frontal boundary creating a lot of rain. There's the rain overnight across Long Island, and you'll see it building up through the morning hours. There it goes. It leaves now, and what's left is the remnants of those showers across the Delmarva Peninsula and off to the south. So when we look at our forecast map for this afternoon, we will have 78 and a mix of some sun. The inland numbers today are going to be in the mid-70s to the low 70s, so not a bad afternoon. Here's your AccuWeather forecast. However, that low is still going to hang around a while and give us partly cloudy skies tonight, 50s in the suburbs. Tomorrow, clouds and sun mixed with some showers, 78. And here's the exclusive AccuWeather 5-day outlook. With that low sitting down there, we could have a shower tomorrow, but some sunshine, a shower on Saturday, but some sunshine, and then Sunday we could have some sunshine, but
a thunder shower.
There you go. A thunderstorm is possible. So that's how the weekend will shape up.
Okay.
I got it now. Thanks, Bill. A custody battle for
Central Park view from high atop the ABC studios, just to show you that skies are still holding a little clouds here, and it looks like we're going to have some cloud problems over the next couple of days, but the rain has stopped, and that is holding well to our south, but there's still plenty of it in this system as it continues to move north, and this is a big system that's going to cause us trouble for several days, and the entire eastern seaboard's got problems out of this thing. Well, okay, let's get to the maps. 73 degrees outside right now, relative humidity at 70%, the barometer's falling at this point, and as far as our winds, easterly at about 13 miles per hour. The eastern wind has kept that moisture in the air, and that low ceiling of clouds just makes it feel a little damp and gray outside, and that's courtesy of the eastern winds mostly. 75 degrees, the warmest number of the day today. We managed to get some sunshine out here and there, but it didn't last very long. The clouds soon covered it back up. 61 degrees where we started earlier this morning. Let's get to the satellite picture. We're using a big board view just to show you what's going on out there and how big this system actually is. You can see the cloud cover just tipping in here from southeastern New York State all the way through northern New Jersey, then running down the shoreline all the way down to Florida. Florida has had a big problem with this system, and so have the Carolinas. This thing's been dumping anywhere from 6-7 inches of rain, in some cases per night, all the way down through the southern tip of Florida, and been spilling an awful lot of rain all the way back into the Carolinas as well. What we're getting out of it right now are just clouds. Last night, we had more than just clouds. The front that you see right here just dropped down into southern New Jersey was not completely through the region last night. And that's not a decent radar picture, so we'll just go all the way through that and go to the plot for the rain. But even though that front was not completely through, those thunderstorms refired last night at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and where they built, they sat and just dumped lots and lots of rain. Most of our area stayed completely dry. Most folks just could see a little lightning in the clouds high in the distance, but a lot of folks were under a whole lot of rain, and we're talking about 3 to 5 inches of rain. Not even Newark Airport got that much rain. It was really neighborhood wide. 20 minutes away from where the heavy centers of this rainfall was, places were less than a half an inch of rain, and we offer Newark as an example. When very close near Patterson and just down to the south and to the west of it, they were getting anywhere from 3 to 5 inches of rain. There was one spot about 30 minutes off the coastline, the south shore of Long Island, where 9 inches of rain reported on our rainfall totals. So there's an awful lot of moisture in those heavy but small storms last night. We don't think that's going to happen again tonight, and we'll show you what's going on out there. Clouds, it's certainly cool all the way up and down the eastern seaboard, and it stays that way tomorrow. We just don't break this system yet. There are some signs that this thing wants to try to move to the northeast. If it does, it's going to mean a problem for our weekend. Either way, we're going to have some clouds tomorrow. It looks like we'll hold off the showers, but if this thing is until tomorrow night, and we'll have 1 or 2 around. If this thing really does make a move in our direction, I would look for heavy rain by Friday night into Saturday morning. 63 degrees, clouds south, and mixed skies to the north that will offer a little break in the clearing every now and then. Mostly cloudy skies throughout the area tomorrow, but more likely you're going to see showers south of the city. 67 degrees mostly.
And I think we're going to do it for a part of the weekend, but we still got a lot of problems. A lot of moisture all up and down the eastern seaboard, causing problems from South Florida all the way on up into our part of the country, and I'll show you all of that in just a second. Right now today in New York, rather cloudy. A little sun tried to break through. Some sprinkles around from time to time. Some heavy rain from time to time this morning, too. 75 the high, 61 the low. Normal high should be about 81 degrees. About a half an inch of rain here in the city, but again up to 6 inches in some spots in southern Nassau County. 98 the record high just a few years ago, and 52 the record low in 1940. Right now in New York, cloudy, 68 degrees, but it's starting to dry out just a little bit as the wind is now out of the northeast. That's going to help it cool down a little bit more again tonight. And the barometer 3019, and it is rising again just for the time being. Satellite picture, we've got lots of hot weather across the plain states. This is that little upper level low that's still causing thunderstorms and still also influencing our weather to some degree. I'll talk more about that in just a minute. Line of moisture though right along the east coast, going right on down to South Florida. Heavy rain over the last couple of days. Look at this video we have from the Miami area. Basically over 10 inches of rain over a couple of day period, causing lots of flooding. Looks almost like what we saw on Long Island early this morning into parts of the New York City area. And again, that area of rain now has finally shifted out to the east, so they'll be able to dry off a little bit in South Florida. But again, that moisture trail goes all the way on up to the eastern seaboard, as you see, as we fly up the rest of the east coast, the clouds here, and then we make the turn and come up the east coast, and you can see where they end up, right about on the New York City area. We'll put the clouds into motion. You can see how the trend is basically from south to north. And again, these are sort of the higher clouds that are reflecting on the satellite picture. There's another problem we have. It's an area of easterly winds, and I'll show you that in just a second, too. Good news on the radar tonight, though. No rain in the immediate metro area, all of it off to the south with some thunderstorms down in Virginia and West Virginia. Here's the weather maker today. High pressure east of Boston. It rotates in a clockwise fashion, so winds come in off the ocean. The moisture sticks around. The temperatures only stay in the 70s, and the cloud cover moved in across the area as well. There's the upper level low sitting again across parts of eastern Tennessee, and as that sits there, it spawns moisture and occasional showers and thunderstorms. That low will sit in West Virginia tomorrow, so once again, we ride the edge. Clouds in most places, some sun will break through. Could be a shower or thunder shower popping up, especially later on in the afternoon. On our getaway forecast, nicest place Saturday, up in the mountains with a chance of showers further to the south. And then everybody runs the risk of a thunderstorm late on Sunday, 70s to the mid-80s. Shortcast tomorrow, 70 to 75. Look out for a late day thunder shower around. Winds will continue out of the east at about 15 to 20 knots. Here's my forecast for New York City and the tri-state area. Some sprinkles at the coast, otherwise lots of clouds. 64 in the city, and some mid-upper 50s north and west. 65 at Wake Up, lots of clouds, a little sun will break through. Maybe a little more sun at lunchtime, but still only in the mid to upper 70s for temperatures tomorrow. That's below average. Maybe a better chance of a storm late in the day. 5-day forecast on Saturday. We'll look for another chance at a shower or thunderstorm. Probably a better chance. 78 degrees. Humid Sunday and Monday, and we'll start drying out on.
Get home. That's true.
Before you have to turn around and
come back.
That's right. So how's it looking? I know earlier in the week it wasn't shaping up that great.
We've got a problem, but it's no longer that big area of low pressure that we were most concerned about. Now it's that, you know, that darn front that crawled through here at about 3 o'clock in the morning and shook those thunderstorms up? Guess what? It likes it so much right here, it's coming back, and it's going to cause a problem for the weekend. No, you won't believe this. Take a look at the beautiful shot. This is our view of Central Park from high atop the glamorous ABC studios right here in fabulous New York City. We'll also show you 72 degrees outside right now, relative humidity at 28%. Beautiful afternoon, but again, we told you we'd be right on the borderline today of where the dry air was up to the north, and all the clouds and showers were down to the south. Now the showers are moving closer to home. Matter of fact, we've got some in northern New Jersey now. We'll show you that in the radar in just a second and how that's going to impact all of us for the weekend. The barometer steady at this point. No big shifts coming. We're just watching this front lift up to the north now. Northeastern winds at 12 miles per hour, 73 degrees, the warmest number of the day today. That's just a degree off where we are right now. 63 degrees where we started earlier this morning. And by the way, other numbers around town reflecting just about the same idea. Some clouds start to reach up just about everywhere. 74 degrees in White Plains. You make the drive along the Merritt Parkway toward Danbury, and you're about 73 degrees all along it. And it looks like all the way out toward the end of the island, 70 degrees and 64 degrees on the Jersey shoreline where it is slightly cooler. Some of the rain had made it up into that region. Well, let's talk satellite picture and we'll show you what's going on. Here they are, the scattered clouds. And earlier today, you had no problems with sunshine from Maine well into central New York State. And even back down into the city, we managed to get some sunshine through Manhattan for a good part of the day today, breaking out between those clouds. But notice the clouds have been on the lift all day long today, moving up into northern New England. That's what's going on along this front that's just snaking down to the south. There's a lot of humid air down there, right, trapped right here. And as it moves up, and this area of low pressure, which by the way is moving off toward the northeast, keeps throwing waves and waves of moisture over that front, and it looks like there have been bands of rain that have been moving along it as well. So we've got to watch that. We've got to watch it until that front completely clears the region. And right now, the latest forecast models are saying this front is going to play games with us for a good part of the weekend. I would say not to expect hours of sunshine, hours of unlimited sunshine or unobstructed sunshine at any point during this weekend. If we get some clear moments, we'll be lucky. Otherwise, I'd expect some clouds. There are a few exceptions. Let's deal with the rain first. The rain has moved into northern New Jersey. The problem here is that, as we just showed you, the air's very dry through the city and points north. Big difference in the humidity levels back off to the west here. And this moisture is kind of just soaking up and falling in the areas where the air is much more moist. It's having a hard time getting into places where it's dry. It will take some time, but eventually I think you're going to see these showers crawl up to right through central Westchester and a little bit in Rockland County, and that'll be as far north as it gets. That means there's going to be some scattered showers from that area south tonight, and not much more action during the evening hours anyway, we don't think, but we're going to keep an eye on that. Here's a look at the temperatures, and again, the warm air is holding well off to the west, the colder air is holding into the east, and it looks like the cooler temperatures are where we're going to stay for a good part of the weekend. If you want some ideas for good sunshine, you got to head up to the Berkshires, also into the Catskills. You've got to get into central New York State up toward Maine, or Virginia's drying out nicely, but close to home, looks like we've got some clouds here and there for the entire weekend. 65 degrees, partly cloudy skies, spot showers. So plan your weekend activities knowing that there could be some showers and there will be some clouds around it just about any time. I don't think any of us get flooded.
Anyway, let's take a look. See what we can do for this weekend as we look outside. 71 degrees. Hey, we got some sunshine. Partly sunny skies at Central Park. Our winds currently out of the northeast at 10. Relative humidity 33%. A falling barometer. High for the day 73, low 63. No precipitation. Our neighborhood weather net as we take a look at Yorktown High School in northern Westchester, one of the 3 area schools that are bringing us information 24 hours a day, and we're getting ready to add a couple more schools to that. 74 right now, winds out of the west-northwest at about 2, 51% the relative humidity. And as we look at the rest of our tri-state area, temperatures in the last hour, 68 in Sussex, Rye 71, Belmar 65, Islip 73, out in Montauk a temperature of 70 degrees. Next Rad 4, look at the precipitation working its way in here, and that's basically going to stay to our south. It's very light right now, and our systems are very light, and we're not getting much in the way of steering. Low pressure off our coast, high pressure up in the upper atmosphere, a cool flow of air off the east coast, warm air trying to rise up over that so we get the clouds, maybe a shower or two tonight. I can't rule out a thunderstorm. Tomorrow, what we're looking for, again, variably cloudy skies. A day very much like today with a trough of low pressure working its way from the Atlantic all the way into our area. The reason we're not getting things moving across the country like they normally would, the jet stream, the steering currents, 20,000 feet above the Earth's surface, way up to the north, and so we have very sluggish weather systems moving across our area. Warm and humid for tomorrow. Chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. If you have an outdoor event, are you listening, Carol? I would go ahead and plan it. Go with it. Even though I think Mikey will have a good birthday tomorrow. And in fact, Monday, more of the same system way up to the north, jet stream. So it looks like we are going to still be stuck in this very sluggish situation with a chance of showers or thunderstorms, hit or miss. But I would still go ahead with any outdoor events. Forecast for you for tonight. Of course, I don't have any outdoor events planned, but I would still go ahead with them. Variably cloudy, chance of a scattered shower or two. Upper 50s, mid 60s for the overnight lows. Tomorrow morning, variably cloudy, shot at some showers still. Temperatures upper 60s to about 70 degrees. Our 5-day forecast for you for tomorrow. Again, we're going to call for variably cloudy skies. Day very much like today. Some showers possible and 78. On Sunday, ditto. A temperature of 79, and Monday, still more.
Very nice forecast coming up. Maybe. Let's go outside and check it out right now. It's only the weather. Don't get worried about it. Current temperature right now outside, if we could do that, let's go to it. 65 degrees. It is light rain, like a pest, really, just drizzling, not very heavy at all. Humidity 85%, dew point temperature 60, northeast winds at 5, and the barometer is steady. The high temperature this afternoon was a cool 73 degrees, low this morning 63. No precipitation yet, but we may measure something a little bit later on. Record high 96 and 49. Now the national picture, we're going to still show you an upper level low pressure. It's in the upper levels of the atmosphere, but what difference does it make? It still causes problems for us down here, and this one is doing that. In fact, we have a warm front as well to the south, very steamy down to the south, and to the north cooler. We're kind of caught in between, and we had that frontal boundary. Along the frontal boundary, impulses of low pressure. The radar shows that very, very clearly. There it goes, and we can see a lot of showers coming about. See the twisting motion as well. A lot of these in the red, very heavy rain coming down. Not for us, though, just some lighter showers, some heavier showers to the north of the metropolitan area right now. Doppler radar, too, shows the rain showers coming in. Again, light rain coming right off the water, so it's a kind of a damp night, especially along the south shore of Long Island, the coastal areas of New Jersey, Staten Island, Brooklyn. You two just kind of clammy for tonight, so take it easy if you're going to be out and about. Now, the cooler weather, as I said, is to the north. Low pressure for tomorrow. That's still going to create an onshore breeze, easterly flow, so kind of cool and clammy at the beach as well. 70 to 75 degrees. Look for partly cloudy skies. You will see some sun. Chance of a shower, chance of a thunderstorm, a chance. That means not everybody's going to get it, but it could happen. Winds from the east at 15 knots, seas 3 feet, ocean 1 foot on the Sound. Water temperatures in the low to the mid, perhaps as high as the upper 60s in some areas. Forecast for tonight, some more showers are possible. 64 degrees, 60 in the suburbs, and then by the time you wake up in the
there. But as we check our neighborhood weather net from Hewlett High School out on Long Island, they've received up to now 1/1400ths of an inch. A little bit more rain out on Long Island. Temperature is 69 degrees there. We go to the weather maps now. Looking at other temperatures around the tri-state area, mainly 60s to mid-70s. There have been areas seeing peaks of sunshine today, but there have also been areas of showers and even some thunderstorms up across the northern portion of New York State, the western sections over around Buffalo, Rochester, Binghamton. Some severe storms, as a matter of fact. And as we look toward the west, we can see even more thunderstorm activity. Here, mainly light to moderate rain showers, and that's what's going to be the case for the next the next several hours. As we look at Next Red 4 close-up, you can see mainly light to moderate rain, some embedded, maybe a little bit heavier rain showers, but nothing severe at all. And this is all moving to the north now. This is all coming from the south. This is going to stay, the weather pattern like this is going to remain with us through tonight and tomorrow, and even into Monday. So we have a chance for showers tonight. Don't moan. Chance of showers tonight with some fog. Light winds, temperatures in the 60s. For tomorrow morning, more fog, dense fog possibly out on Long Island. Temperatures into the 70s with light rain showers. And for tomorrow, if we get enough sunshine, we'll make it up to near 80 degrees for high temperatures in the area. And that's what we're expecting in a few spots with a little bit more sunshine. But that means we could get the chance for some thunder showers, too, here and there. So a little warmer, maybe a little bit more sun, but still, chance for rain into Monday.
And I just lost my raincoat.
Oh, well, that's great.
Believe this? Thanks
Go
a
shop.
lot.
He looks almost like a little human. Almost, but not quite.
Well, I'm sure they will take care of him quite well.
And what should we do to take care of ourselves today?
Get ready for some storms, nasty storms this afternoon. As a matter of fact, we already have a flood watch out for more Sussex, Warren County across northwestern New Jersey for this afternoon and tonight. A lot of rain is expected in just a short period of time. I'll show you on radar in just a second that there is a thunderstorm cell or cluster over that area right now. We've got some heavy rain coming up with some storms this afternoon. 73 degrees, current temperature in town, relative humidity 85%. The barometer is rising, and at this hour, well, our winds are currently pushing out of the northeast. Record high for today, 100 degrees. We're not going to get anywhere near that today. Let's take a look at the radar and see what's going on. Right across northwestern New Jersey, there's that thunderstorm cluster across Warren County down through Sussex. Soon it'll be pushing into Morris County, so if you live in this area, get ready for a lot of rain, as I said, in just a short period of time, as much as a couple of inches, 4 inches or so, in maybe 3 hours. That's what they're calling for. The reason that these storm systems are expected to produce a lot of rain is because they're likely to move quite slowly throughout the area. There's very little winds in the upper atmosphere to push them along, so as they sit, boom, over one area, they will just continue to produce more and more rain in the same old areas. And they'll be scattered throughout the area today, really coming down with a cold frontal boundary that lies to our north. That's the main focus for today. But as I put these clouds in motion, you'll see that we have a lot of upper level support for this storm system back to the west or south and west over Illinois. That's keeping us quite humid and cloudy today. We expect to see maybe a little bit of sunshine north and west of town breaking out, and then, well, there'll be more cumulus clouds forming, those thunderstorm type clouds, if you will, and a lot of rain coming up. From 82 degrees, the temperature that we expect in town, to about 66 for a low tonight, 60 to 65 degrees across much of the area. Still pretty muggy tonight and very humid with more scattered showers and thunderstorms. The relief really comes tomorrow when that cold front that I was telling you about finally begins moving through the area. A much cooler feel and a drier feel across the tri-state tomorrow. Partly cloudy, scattered showers, 66 tonight. Tomorrow, it's only as warm as 72 degrees. That's about 10 degrees cooler than today. We'll see some clearing early on, a much more refreshing air mass coming in here for the rest of the week. Get ready for some heavy rain later this week.
Done. Anyway, let's take a look, show you what's going on outside right now. And we've got clouds, some showers around the area. 70 degrees, cloudy skies at Central Park. Rest of our readings, easterly winds kind of brisk at 14, relative humidity 93%, barometer on the rise. High for the day, 81, low 69. Trace of precipitation as we check out our neighborhood weather network, Yorktown High School in northern Westchester. Right now, 70 degrees, westerly winds at about 7. They've picked up 0.03 of an inch of rain, and look at that humidity, 92%. Rest of the tri-state readings, 72 Staten Island, Sussex, New Jersey, 69. Same in Rye, Belmar checking in with 68. Next Rad 4 radar, well, you can see very heavy thunderstorms, especially working their way up through the lower Hudson Valley on into western and central Pennsylvania. Most of this activity moving actually away from us as the system retrogrades, moves backwards a little bit, and so we're seeing that precipitation actually moving from east to west. Normally, it's just in the opposite direction. Jet jet stream, the band of air 20,000 feet above the Earth's surface, still well up to our north. And so what that means is we've got no steering currents to bring our weather systems. Why are you looking at me?
I love you.
Okay, we got no weather systems to really move across, so they're just going to be stuck. And so we are going to be looking at the same pattern we have been in for the last 6 days. Scattered showers, afternoon thunderstorms, and no real clearing right on toward the weekend. So our forecast for you for tonight, look for overnight lows dropping back into the low 60s with patchy fog, scattered showers, and maybe a thunderstorm or two. Tomorrow morning, expect more of the same, clouds, fog, showers possible, mid-60s around the area. And as far as your boat and beach forecast is concerned, well, all in all, things not looking too good tomorrow at the beaches, 62 to 68 degrees. With northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots. And look at that 5-day forecast. That's a thing of beauty. Wednesday, chance of a shower or two, and 67. And pretty much the same thing right through Saturday, much as we had this past weekend. Variably cloudy skies, hit or miss showers and thunderstorms, and temperatures in the upper 70s to low 80s. Time now to salute the folks in our area who do something to make life around here a little bit better. Tonight we salute Fred Ziegler, who's a volunteer with the Mercy Hospice Program. The organization was established 5 years ago to provide home care for the terminally ill. Volunteers like Fred help patients with their physical, spiritual, psychological, and social needs during a difficult...
Connecticut, about 55, 58 as you start to work up the Hudson River Valley. Satellite picture will offer up some breaking clouds that are back off to the west and a nice clearing pocket all the way through New Jersey. You can see a good portion of the island here from the satellite shot, also well up the Hudson River Valley. The clouds are holding back into western Pennsylvania, and it looks like that's where they'll stay. This area of high pressure is fairly strong for this time of year, but its position is all wrong. It's keeping that cool air just rotating around northern New England, but it is trying to ridge out back to the west. The only problem is it's a mixed blessing here. Yes, we get some sunshine tomorrow. The numbers won't come up to seasonal normals, but until this high releases its hold and starts to move out of the way, we're never going to get this mess back off to the west. And there's only one way for this thing to clear that region, and that is move through us. So if we get good-looking skies tomorrow and maybe even into Thursday, we're going to suffer for it for a few cloudy problems in for the following 2 days, because I just can't see this thing getting out of here in anything less than 2 days. So while it does look like we have a nice-looking day ahead, we at some point are going to have to move that low, and it's sitting right now in the Ohio River Valley, through us, and that's going to be 2 days of clouds at some point. 58 degrees is the early morning starting temperature. 55 degrees out toward the end of the island. Inland numbers will take a 53 range. There will be 1 or 2 40s in some cooler valleys. 76 degrees, we take it up just about 4 or 5 degrees from where it was today. That's an improvement, but it's not normal yet at 83. Again, mostly sunny morning. It is going to be a beautiful day as long as the sunshine hangs tough, and I think it will. 76 degrees is a good day. We can even do fairly well on Thursday with 76 degrees, but it's Friday and Saturday that we're concerned about now as we run into a holiday weekend, and we don't want to mess that up. So we'll keep an eye on that for you.
We surely do not want to mess that up.
We will.
Thank you, Sam, very much.
Thanks, Sam.
Still ahead, we're going to tell you about the kitty that's all revved up.
One cat's unexpected trip coming up next on Eyewitness News.
Life rarely imitates orange cones. Orange cones, however, can be made to imitate life. At Lexus, we've created a suspension system so advanced, it's smooth when you want it to be, and responsive when you need it to be. The new 1995 LS400. Impossible? The laws of Lexus state otherwise.
Think about Wall Street for a second.
Think about the information going through here every day.
The voice traffic.
No, forget voice. Think about the data.
Think about the money.
All going through those 9X lines.
All the brokers.
All the banks.
All the transactions.
It's got to be the online capital of the world.
And that's just Wall Street.
Then you got the rest of the city.
The rest of the state.
Most of New England.
Not to mention this company.
The 9X network is one of the biggest, most advanced anywhere.
And we're on it.
Now that's a network.
That's a network's network.
Looking ahead to some of the stories we'll see tomorrow, the 28th of June. Midnight is the deadline for the United States to impose 100% tariffs on Japanese luxury cars. Hospital workers protest service cuts and layoffs at St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital. Environmental activists release their annual survey of beach closing caused by pollution. And Eyewitness News returns, as always, at 6 a.m.
Finally tonight, one kitten is purring a lot like an engine tonight. That may be because this cat traveled 7 hours from Ohio to Washington, D.C., all under the hood of a car. Some vacationers discovered the cat when they heard him purring. They have named him Lucky, which is probably pretty appropriate for this kitty, and Lucky needs a home.
And south winds at 7 miles per hour, 74 degrees. Where we topped off today as a high number, 54 degrees earlier this morning. Other numbers around town are running anywhere from 57 degrees to 59 degrees on the end of the island. Some sections right around town still holding at 61 to 62 degrees in northern New Jersey, like Newark, about 61 degrees. Water temperatures, if you're making your plan for the shore this weekend, are coming up. Long Island looks like the water temperatures will be already up to about 67 degrees, while New Jersey shoreline's a bit cooler at 63, but probably will be at about 65 by the end of the weekend. Satellite picture will show you there are still some clouds back off to the west, and that's what we've got to watch very carefully for movement east. But right now, as we told you, that area of high pressure that was doing such a fine job in northern New England has actually backed in here, cleared out our skies quite a bit, even dropped some of the moisture content in the air, and it will continue to help us out tomorrow, keeping skies mostly clear, allowing some sunshine in for the start of the day. 1 or 2 clouds will creep in by afternoon, but I think you'll see a good amount of sunshine just about everywhere. Moisture from the system back off to the west has to clear the coastline. It's got to do it from the eastern shore before it moves off to the Atlantic. That means we're going to be affected by it. Pick up some extra clouds by Friday night. Make Saturday the cloudiest day of the weekend. Start to break it up by Sunday, and drier air gets in here by Monday and Tuesday. That's the game plan at this point. 57 degrees is where we start as an early morning low temperature. Sunrise at 5, 27 in the morning, and there's plenty of sunshine, just maybe 1 or 2 clouds. 76 degrees, nowhere near normal yet. This is still a cool pocket of air that we're dealing with. 83 is what we should see this time of year, but at 76 tomorrow. Good looking skies for a while. Some clouds back off to the west. Remember, targeting in here by Friday night. Saturday seems to be the cloudiest. Right now, relative humidity at 45%. The barometer's falling, and again, we're losing that strong high pressure that was working for a good part of northern New England. As it starts to skip out into the Atlantic, we'll add more clouds to the picture over the next 24, 36 hours. South winds at about 13 miles per hour. 101 would have been a record. We were happy to crawl close to normal today. 82 degrees was our high temperature, and 83 would be your normal temperature this time of year. It will come as no surprise to you that June has been cool, but we thought we'd look at all the dates and find out how cool. Of the 29 days so far, 12 have been cooler than normal, and most of them running anywhere from 4, 5, 6 degrees cooler than it should have been this time of year. It has not been a summer for the hot record books anyway. Take a look at the satellite picture. We'll show what's going on. There's plenty of clouds that have been holding to the west for more than a week now, and now they're even closer to home. Well, that's a good sign, really, and they're moving, and with the speed that they're moving, we shouldn't have that much of a problem with them. Maybe one day over the 4-day holiday weekend, we'll have some problems with this instability. It was a closed low, a system on its own, just kind of rotating and revolving, picking up moisture. Nothing was pushing it along. Now, as it breaks up, it's really not as strong as it was as it moves across the region over the next 24 hours. So even tomorrow, it's a dry day. You'll start to notice more and more clouds in the sky by afternoon. Start out with a good amount of sunshine, and by evening, there may be 1 or 2 showers around. That'll keep the clouds in the picture until Saturday. Saturday evening, I think we'll see some thunder showers because it'll just be so unstable with all of this right on top of us. But by Sunday afternoon, we're breaking into sunshine again. That's the way it looks at this point, with some cooler, drier air moving in for Monday and also for Tuesday. So that's a good sign. Let's hope it follows the plan. Here's a look at the big board, and you can see that area of high pressure that's moving on off toward the Atlantic. Here are the 2 fronts that now, that by tomorrow, will be all that's left of that system that kept these people captive under clouds and heavy amounts of rain. That's anywhere from Virginia all the way back into Ohio for days and days and days on stretch. Good news is that when it passes through here, it'll just be some scattered clouds, maybe fairly cloudy from point to point on Saturday, and allowing some showers at just about any time. But if that's the worst we'll see out of this system for the entire holiday weekend, that's okay. And as long as this high pressure keeps pushing, we'll get this thing out of here by Sunday afternoon and be in a pretty good start for the next 2.
Cloudy at Central Park. Rest of our readings, southerly winds at 10, relative humidity 81%, a steady barometer. High for the day 82, low 57. Record set at Atlantic City, also at JFK last night, and no precipitation. Our neighborhood weather network, Lyndhurst High School at 11:27. Southerly winds at about 3, relative humidity 87%, kind of high with that southerly wind, and 68 is our temperature. Rest of our tri-state readings, 69 in Hazlet, Staten Island 66, West Hampton and Bridgeport 66, and 63 at this hour in Morristown. An XRAD 4 radar, look at that rain, just continues to fall down in Virginia, and that's why they've been having all this flooding. 8 days of it, some areas as much as 12 inches of rain. More heavy showers and thunderstorms back to the west through Ohio. Well, we've got right now big area of high pressure out along the Atlantic. That's bringing up a southerly flow of air, and so warm air coming on in, bringing in thickening clouds tomorrow. Look for rain by tomorrow night, and it looks like it's going to hang in there until Saturday Saturday night on into Sunday, then some clearing. And this cold front, though, will probably bring a little bit of shower activity as we head on into July 4th itself. Forecast for tonight, patchy fog, partly cloudy skies, mid-50s north and west and along the coast, low 60s here in town. Tomorrow morning, partly sunny skies, temperatures in the upper 60s to the low 70s.
Current condition now 70 degrees. The humidity is 97, Baird Fahrenheit %. So keep that in mind. The dew point temperature 69, winds from the south at 9. Barometer is on the rise, but that's deceiving. We still have some more showers around. High temperature this afternoon. Let's take a look at it. 80 degrees. Low this morning 69. Precipitation, this will change because we are currently getting rain right now, so we'll have a new tally by tomorrow. And the record in 1901, 100, and 52 in 1943. The radar continues to show the frontal boundary very clearly now. In a meteorological sense, you could just see all the showers lining up along the coast. They're going to be continuing to move on through. Now, if you're thinking, well, it's the weekend and then it's beach time, well, later tomorrow afternoon, not in the morning, but in the afternoon, 75 to 80, seas about 4 feet on the ocean, a little rough, 2 feet on the sound. Water temperature, though, approaching 70 degrees in some sections, so keep that in mind. The day will be saved. Now, the reason why, of course, we're having all the inclement weather is the frontal boundary. Now, we showed you how it's moving. We see the clear air behind it. Now, my suspicion, when I looked at the latest computer guidance, shows that we may see some lingering showers by tomorrow morning. Yeah, right here in metropolitan New York City, on Long Island, coastal New Jersey as well. The showers mean business right now as we speak. All the yellow and the red indicate some heavier rain right across the city right now. Over friends in Queens, in Brooklyn, Staten Island. Unfortunately, you're getting it again. Earlier, I spoke to a friend in Staten Island, western portions. You had 2 inches of rain in 1 hour. That's why at your wedding, when you went outside, it was like turning on the shower. All the rain just came on down. Terrible in Elizabeth, New Jersey as well. Northwestern New Jersey got blasted. The showers again continue to affect us with the frontal boundary. We have to pay, and then by tomorrow, when the frontal boundary moves off, we'll have beautiful weather, fantastic for another word, partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 80s later in the afternoon, I think now. Look for some clouds to linger in the morning around the city again on Long Island, New Jersey. So if you wake up and you see it cloudy, don't get too scared because it's going to be nice. Monday, clear skies, high pressure, beautiful 4th of July too. Warm conditions, partly cloudy skies, very, very nice conditions along the coast. Yes, you can go to the beach. So you see you're paying a price and you're going to get nicer weather. So thunderstorms will be ending tonight, later tonight. 68 degrees, 63 to 67 in the suburbs. And then you'll wake up in the morning, and if you live well north and west of the city, you may see partly cloudy skies. In the city, you may see some showers still. Keep that in mind, although you don't see the graphic there. By lunchtime, close to 78, 83 for high, drier air coming in. And then by the time the sun goes down, 81 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and your Fox 5 5-day forecast looks really good. Let's go straight to it, and we can see that we still have the showers, a shower threat early in the morning on Sunday. That's going to go away real nice Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday looks good, and Thursday, another chance for showers. And again, a pretty good week coming up, real nice for Monday and Tuesday. The only slight chance, I think, is in the morning hours, and again, it'll be around the New York City area.
Perfect. The perfect dive, right?
Always. So beautiful weather to go swimming, huh? Yeah. The weather's going to cooperate here for about 2 days. Temperatures in the 80s, pretty darn nice. So then we dive.